Alright, and we are live.
What the fuck is up, every pony?
Hello, and happy birthday to Steel.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And indeed.
Is in the house.
Not until Monday.
Well, close. It'll be too far next week, so.
Yeah.
Yes, happy future birthday, Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Why, thank you. Alright, well, last time you guys managed to finally drag yourselves up the final stretch of this mountain, just as you guys were starting to feel some of the more negative side effects. But I think you were all pulled through in the very final stretch and tapped into that inner hero and basically just powered your way through it on the final one. Yes, everyone pretty much critically passed to actually get up here, I believe.
Yeah. Like, we were really determined.
Yes.
And if I determined to tell me,
Oh, I think you got your voice changer on.
oh, it's still on.
Yeah, we don't need DJ Pone 3 here.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah,
better.
Okay, cool.
Maybe if you turn into a robot, then you can use that voice.
All right, but yes.
There is there is a robot option, by the way.
So, with you making your way up here, you did spend a moment just staring up at the skies and just the beauty around you. You do seem to notice that you, like with most mountains or giant hills that you might have climbed in character and stuff, you normally can look out across the mountain, the peak, and see for vast distance. But this one does seem to be very different. You don't see the surrounding areas. Everything seems to sort of be not necessarily like covered in mist, but it just seems to just not be there. There is a fog which is just at like the base of the mountain peak you're on. That obviously covers the path down. But otherwise, all you have in front of you is the this sort of sea of sunflowers in front of you. What, as best you can tell from your level, looks like a kind of a large maze, given the fact that there's an entrance you can walk in and there's a turning left and right, as well as obviously the clear sky of stars above you, which Burnt was able to determine that there's more stars up here than he's ever seen.
Do the stars line up with known constellations?
The ones that there are obviously constellations there, but there's lots more. So there's a lot of additional stars, but Burnt could draw out with his obviously imagination where certain constellations would be, and they are present. But there is more stars which sort of cloud it a little bit.
So we just found a bunch of new constellations that no one has before.
You found lots of new stars. I wouldn't say constellations because they require people to make pictures of them. So until you decide that's a constellation, it's not a constellation. But you would only be able to see it here. You go anywhere else, you wouldn't see it.
With natives.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Just brilliant, amazing.
Do we need to sit and meditate or look around a little?
Let's look around a little, yeah. I mean, it's not like it could really hurt.
Sure.
Can I roll a religion?
What are you trying to work out?
If there is like some kind of thing that we're supposed to do once we're up.
There's very little. I mean, from what the research you did before you got here, and what Wishful Pen shared already, there's sort of no information about what's up here, other than what was brought back by the first group that went up here, and it was very light on details. So they never mentioned anything about what to do when you got up here.
Yeah.
Or they never mentioned anything to anyone.
Well, doesn't hurt to experiment, I guess. Alexandra is just going to kind of wander about, smell the flowers, as it were.
Yep. All right. So
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will also smell the flowers.
You said there was a maze in here, right?
well, you can see there are some stones what kind of lead up to where the sunflowers are, and they lead to basically like an archway. Well, you don't really get arches in sunflowers, but it leads you to the sort of entrance or gap in the sunflowers, and which you can walk in, and then it can take you to. You've got a choice of going left or right, but you can't see over the top of it because it's the sunflowers, or some of the sunflowers are that tall. You can't see over them. So unless you could fly, then you're not seeing what's in the middle of this sunflower field, so to speak.
Bird is going to take note of where the more major clusters of stars are at. Not like any of the older constellations, but he's going to be keeping those in mind for when he's done. And he's going to go into the maze and turn right. And he's going to just walk around and take the time to just enjoy some privacy.
Okay, so Burnt's walking into the sunflowers basically. What's everybody else doing?
Milk Thistle is pretty much just watching Alexandrite because this is the realm of his god. So Milk Thistle's curious to see how he responds and acts in the midst of all this.
Yeah, Alexandrite's pretty much kind of just awestruck by like everything. Like, you know, it's like this is like, hey, the most sacred place ever. Like, what do you do? It's kind of. Sorry, you go ahead.
Considering your god is not here to greet us, perhaps our journey isn't finished.
Perhaps.
So what are you planning on doing?
I suppose Milk will go to the entrance cut out in the sunflowers, and he'll wait for the rest of the party to move up to him.
Wishful Pen will follow you. I think Burnt's already gone inside.
We shouldn't leave him alone. I'll follow suit.
What about
Burn,
you? Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Burn, did you already go inside?
Yeah, he took the right path.
Okay.
You would have seen which direction he walked. He wasn't hiding it or anything. Just want to see what Metal Banana you're doing.
Metal Banana is staring at a sunflower, looking like she's lost in her thoughts.
That's fine. You could stare aimlessly into sunflowers. Do you wish to stay there, or will you just plan to stare at sunflowers?
Well, until someone like tell tells her to stop, she'll go.
Okay, that's fine. So, the three of you will be standing next to the entrance, and Metal Banana's just off a little bit, just sort of staring very intently um, at a sunflower. I get the feeling you kind of all lean around the corner to look at her, as Wishful goes, do you think they've ever seen a sunflower before?
Uh, Perhaps not.
Yeah, sure, that's what you think.
Shall we all go together or go individually?
Um,
There are two paths.
well, I mean, we've come this far. Perhaps we should stick together. Just, I mean, I feel safe here, but
Very well. Burned. Sorry, metal. We're heading in.
What? Oh.
Milk
come
is
with.
going. Milk is going to follow Burns' hoofprints. GM.
Steel.
oh, sorry.
I was saying Milk is going to follow Burns' hoofprints, and then he rolls survival.
Yep. I mean, you don't need to. I mean, they're very fresh, and there's nothing sort of to cover them up or anything like that. So plus you knew which direction he went, so you can easily sort of follow after him. As you start walking through this sort of small sort of maze of sunflowers, I'll start with Burn because obviously you went in first. There's a few twists and turns as you go, Burnt, and one of the first dead ends you do come to, it's not like you had to go for ages before you got to a dead end. It was fairly sudden, so you could easily turn around and go to the next turning. But there was like a very ornate sort of chair there that would allow somebody to rest on. The sort of thing you might see in a very fancy garden, hedge mage type of thing.
I feel like sitting in that chair is a trap.
I mean, that's sort of one of the first sort of things you see, which is not a sunflower.
Yeah, no, I get that. Right now, my gaming instinct is like, that's probably a trap.
You don't have to sit down.
Maybe less of a trap and more of a distraction.
Yeah.
But then again, perhaps the Sun Queen is the type who wants you to sit patiently and wait. GM, I'm going to roll religion to see if I can determine which would be a better choice.
Oh, I didn't mean to move my thing right there.
Okay, so when I'm going to assume when you catch up to Burn, he's standing there, looking at this chair, contemplating what to do.
Yeah, he's gonna roll knowledge religion as well.
Alright, well, I'll give you your answer first, because you're stood right in front of it. Alright, so, from what you know of the Sun Queen, Burnt, she's the sort of deity who wants you to sort of do the best that you basically can do. She would encourage you to sort of follow your dreams and get up and do stuff rather than sort of wasting your talents. Let me have a check. Was there any additional things? What I can weigh away from this? Yeah, strive to be your best, help others understand their potential, see the goodness in others, and stand firm against darkness of the soul. Those are kind of the key points of her.
Does Milk learn anything different?
You would actually get far less. You would know that she generally tells you to strive for your best. That's as much as you know.
There any engravings on this chair?
Yes, this chair is very ornate, as if crafted by a master craftsman. There are many sort of various iconography to do with the Sun Queen, the sun, also with ponies in it as well. Very beautifully crafted as well.
Yeah, Bird is sort of just, he's looking at this chair, and he very gently rests a hoof on the, how tall is it?
I mean, it's the size for a pony, for
Right,
a pony
so
to sit on.
Alright, he's gonna rest a hoof on the top of it and move it along the sides, and he says out loud, "Quite the craftsman, whoever designed this. Love the iconography. Exquisite."
Is there anything laid out on the table?
There's just the chair. There's no table.
Just a chair.
More like a bench, I should say. Made from marble.
That actually is a good question. Does it look like there's anything on the bench?
No, it's empty.
You know what? I'm gonna roll religion as well, just to see if I can pick up anything.
This could very well just be a bench.
Yeah.
Um,
It more than likely is.
I mean, you
So
get
we're
exactly
overthinking.
get exactly the same as burnt.
Alright.
All these checks on the chair, and the DM says it is just an ordinary chair.
Oh no, it's a very, very highly decorated, very fine art on it chair, or bench, I should say.
And then it comes alive, and it turns out it's actually a mimic.
Alright, check the gazebo.
Pretty much. Alright. Bernie's gonna turn his head and he's gonna blink a bit. Oh. Sorry, I guess I sort of just wandered off.
It's fine. I think we should be safe, but we should also make sure we don't get lost.
Agreed.
And there's
We should probably keep heading onward.
yeah, there's no telling how big this sort of maze will be. We're not far in, but it could get more complex.
There might be something in the center of it.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
You walk for a little bit more. Sort of the next sort of thing point of interest you come across is a statue of a pony, earthbound, not wearing clothes, but sort of rearing up on their kind of hind legs, in a sort of very sort of classic sort of getting ready to sort of take off at a fast run and stuff. There's no sort of plaque to indicate who it is or a name or anything else like that. It just seems to be a statue of a pony.
Can Burn try using knowledge local to see if you can identify them?
This is far from anywhere local.
Yeah, I was gonna say history or maybe nobility.
There's no distinguishing features about this pony which will let you even attempt it.
Fair enough.
I mean, probably the most distinguishing thing is the fact they don't have a cutie mark, or sorry, mark of destiny. They,
A destiny mark, okay.
so that makes it harder to identify. Sorry.
Is this a male or a female pony?
It is a male.
Who do you think Ink was he?
Could have been one of her champions, maybe.
I think it's just a pony. It's kind of a self-insert thing. He doesn't really discriminate against, like, you know, any type. So
Fair. Let's keep moving onwards then.
You sort of. Oh, sorry.
Before we continue, can I collect a sunflower,
Yeah.
cut one?
Yeah. There's nothing stopping you cutting a sunflower.
Yeah, okay. And to keep it alive, I grab like a little pouch. I fill it with dirt, and I just put the sunflower in that with a little bit of water from the wolfskin.
Yeah.
And I just leave it's sticking out of my bag, so this.
So it's got some sun.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Because obviously it's gonna be cramped if I put it all in a bag.
No, that's fine. You spend a little bit of time sort of taking care of or pairing your sunflower and setting up so it will sort of sit nicely and poking out of your bag. With that, you guys set off. As you sort of work your way through, you do come across very similar statues of different species of ponies. Some mares, some stallions. Again, none of them really holding any distinguishing features to help you identify them as anyone in particularly special. You get to the point where you feel like you're moving in deeper. Your feeling of this maze is it's quite probably simplistic, and not on how basically sort of the pathways are going. It's almost like it's guiding you towards the centre. And Wishful kind of goes, I have a feeling that no matter which way we would have gone, we probably would end up at the centre.
I got that feeling too.
As you get sort of closer, one of the statues you came across is of a pony, but it's more like they are an angel, sort of rising up on their wings. They're not like Pegasus wings. They are. They stand out as being sort of vastly larger and are coming out sort of at a slightly different place on where Pegasus wings come from. And this particular pony seems to have been sculpted a little bit differently to the others. There's not like the sort of small little imperfections and stuff you get with various other individuals. This one almost seems they're like perfect. Like the symmetry is just perfect type thing. As you continue on, you start hearing the sounds of water up ahead.
Alexandra will trot a little faster as he hears the sounds of water.
Bird will follow after him in a trot.
Milk Thistle will keep a steady pace. He's going to continue walking.
As you guys round sort of you come to a T-junction where like two paths meet and there's an entranceway which you sort of walked down, and it opens up into a larger sort of circled area. There is a fountain in the middle of this place that is spraying water, or water's running down from various things. And in the centre is a statue of the Sun Queen. And she's got her back to you at this moment in time. She seems to be facing another statue, which is set not part of the fountain, but off, and appears to be a statue of a humanoid.
What kind of humanoid?
Female.
No, I mean what race?
Human.
Oh, human. Huh. I guess the Sun Queen took a liking to humans.
It would seem so. Bird is going to roll knowledge religion on the statue of the human. See if it comes up as anything.
No, your thoughts don't really catch anything at this moment in time. You're probably a little bit awed by it all at the moment, but so nothing sort of comes to mind.
Alexandra will walk closer to the humanoid, try to get a better look.
All right. It seems to be, well. I mean, you couldn't really. You're not very one for telling sort of too much about humans, but if you had a guess that they looked young, well, not like young adults, long hair, what seems to sort of be slightly sort of what's the word, like sort of. I want to say twirls a little bit, but I think that's the wrong way of phrasing it for hair. Or spirals a little bit up towards the bottom, so it flows and sort of has a sort of twists to it. She is holding a tray and on that tray appears to be a sunflower that looks freshly cut and has been laid on there. And she's actually looking up, smiling to the Sun Queen. You will notice there is text across the bottom on the small sort of plinth that the human is standing on, but it's not a language you recognise.
No.
Well, at least I've got to double check, but I'm pretty sure no one has this one.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's celestial, which.
No, you don't speak it.
Any chance it's like a draconic or halfling?
Nope.
Man, halfling, that's an obscure language in this land.
Can Bird try using linguistics to see if he can identify it?
Linguistics will be the one to utilise.
Alright, blind.
Yeah. Wishful is also going to squint at it. What's the background skill? Linguistics? She gets
To identify a language is linguistics, I believe.
Yeah, it's linguistics. So, before I give you any answers, is that going to be your final answer on it, or do you want to do anything else?
Let me double check. I don't think I have anything else.
Alright.
We could call over Wishful then. She might read it.
Yeah, she's giving the attempt.
Yeah, she's already sort of looking there, squinting at it and umming and ahhing at the moment. So, Bernd, you're not aware of what this is, though you feel like it looks familiar.
Can I attempt to linguistics?
Yeah, yeah.
Linguistics to find.
That's what everybody
Oh,
else has
okay,
been
okay.
trying.
I could do that then,
It looks
because I actually put points in that.
Yeah.
Okay, roll normal. Alright.
Alexandra, it's too dumb.
I mean, Bird barely has. I've been putting points into it so he can learn like other languages and be able to actually understand and to be able to speak certain command words. They're on the Chaos Knights HQ.
I mean, Metal Banana, you're not versed with this language, but you've definitely seen it before. It's a sort of like an ancient sort of pony language, like kind of known as like the first language in a sense, and where where Pony's language originated from. So you can kind of try and start piecing it together to work out what it says.
It's ye old ponish.
Yeah.
This like seems to be written in ancient and pony language. Like when I mean ancient, I mean the very first as language was created by ponies.
The first language our ancestors spoke.
Well, if that's our attempts, then Milk Thistle is going to use his cheat sheet. He's going to use Mythic Inspired Spell to earn a Mythic Surge point, and he's going to cast Tongues upon himself.
Okay. I was just about to check to see if Wishful had comprehend languages, but I think that's just. But I think that's just spoken rather than reading. But
Yeah, I was gonna question that. Like,
oh no,
yeah, comprehend languages only works for hearing the language.
No, you can understand the spoken word of creatures or read otherwise basically written messages. The ability to read does not necessarily impart the insight of the material, merely its literal meaning. The spell enables you to understand or read an unknown language, not speak or write it. So yes, Wishful also wants to. Did she have that? Oh yes, she did have that. It's one of her domain spells, so of course she does. She also wants to get a better idea of what it says. Alright, now I've got to find what it said, because I was looking for it.
Liliana was here.
Alright. Here we go. Okay. So it reads, this creation is a gift to you.
Huh.
Is that all it says?
That's all it says. Wishful. Did she pass her knowledge religion check?
Mm,
Okay.
I guess she's the one who grew all these sunflowers.
I think it's the author.
Oh,
That's. Huh.
So do we need to present a gift to the Sun Queen?
Two, mm, two gods. Talking to each other. Nothing new there.
I mean, maybe? I mean, there is a sunflower on it after all. And, I mean, it looks like it wasn't put there long ago.
Yeah, why is it freshly cut?
I mean,
Maybe they stopped by for an offering? To make an offering?
we've not seen anyone or even heard anyone. I mean,
Milk kind of roll perception to see if there's anything here that's potentially living, because I'm starting to suspect that the Sun Queen is simply disguising herself as a statue.
go for it. So you have a look around. There's nothing, as far as you can tell, that is living apart from the sunflowers and you guys. And there's no other tracks or markings or anything else to indicate that anyone else has been here.
What is the name of the mountain we're on?
So what was that?
What is the name of the mountain we're on?
The ever-reaching hoof.
Alexandra, I would recommend you pray to the Sun Queen. Call out to her, see if she answers.
very well. Though before that, Alexander will take a look for the most beautiful sunflower they can find in the bed.
They are as beautiful as each other. If you try and find one what stands out even more beautiful, you would be very hard to find one that is more beautiful. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, then Alexander will take one of the sunflowers and put it next to the one that was presented. I know this is not much of a gift, but I hope that you appreciate it as he starts to pray to the Sun Queen.
The area around you does start to get brighter, almost like the sun is radiating down directly upon this area, making you all having to cover your eyes up and to sort of shield them from this sort of very blinding light from above. Though you can't see its source because there is no kind of direct sun as it's covered in stars. After a moment, this beam of light seems to move and seems to be shining down upon the entrance into the, or where you can guess the entrance is to the maze.
Alexandrite will walk towards the light.
You would have to retrace your steps through the maze. It only probably took you about just a sort of a gentle walking around oohing and ahhing at statues and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Took you probably about 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
So it wasn't a long walk.
So we walk to the center, and now there's a bright light leading us out.
Yes.
Okay. And milk goes with Alexandra.
Bird will follow.
Metsu will also follow.
It's fine. Everyone, you start making your way back out, moving at probably a little bit of a faster pace and not stopping at statues to look at them. or benches,
Yeah.
because there was a few more benches. As you kind of round the corner, once again, you are you are hit with that same sort of beam of light, and you have to kind of try and shield your eyes to try and focus on whatever um, you're trying to look at, which makes it very difficult. Once you all sort of round the corner and standing there in the light, squinting and trying to see past it, it almost starts to dim down to eventually you can kind of make out a silhouette of somebody, and to a point where it's no longer blinding you. And when you blink away the darkness that sort of is in your eyes if you look at something too bright for too long. And stood in front of you is a pony who would be kind of the size of an Antean, maybe a bit larger. What has wings and a horn, and and you've seen many obviously paintings and stained glass windows and statues trying to depict her, but seeing her in the flesh, it seems that even those artists once again were not able to do her as much justice as seeing her divine self in the flesh. She's sort of gazing down upon you all with a smile on her face. A smile like a mother would sort of give a child if she was very proud of them. There is also a glow about her, which is more intense than what yours is. It almost puts yours to shame. You thought your glow was bright, but hers is definitely that much more beyond your own. And
oh, I mean, she is a literal god. Of course, the glow is going to be better than us.
She begins to speak with a very soft, sort of almost motherly tone towards you all. Greetings, my little ponies and cloven. You must have had a hard journey making your way up here. One of her wings stretch out, and she sort of begins to sort of almost wave it, sort of revealing part of the hill or mountain just behind her. Do come and sit. As her wing passes, revealing what was a blank area, you can see almost a very finite table with food laid upon it. A chair for each of you. Each chair, you can tell it's yours because the uniqueness of each of the chairs one of them literally calls to you. It carries your colours, your uniqueness onto the chair itself.
Alexandra will be kind of awestruck and nearly moved to tears as he nods his head and takes a seat at his place.
Crystal will give a deep bow and thank her.
Bird will give a bow of respect, and he's gonna go and sit down. He's more curious now, and he simply says, "Thank you. It's greatly appreciated." Go on.
You go ahead. You go.
No, it's fine. I'm just
okay.
like.
We're talking to a goddess here. It's kind of understandable if you're.
Yeah.
Lost for words.
Yeah, exactly.
I prefer to stand, thank you.
Smite.
Or dead.
Dead.
But but she doesn't say anything. She just walks over to the table to uh, basically take her chair, which obviously is very obviously hers. Um, almost as she's waiting, well, waits for all of you to join her at the table. Um, Wishful seems a bit speechless and almost sort of like just can't stop looking at her as she kind of tries to sit down but not watch what she's doing as she sits.
I just like stand next to my chair. I don't even bother sitting down.
Just like, Metal, you're embarrassing me in front of my god.
Well, she ain't my god.
I have to agree with Alexandra at this time.
Yeah.
No, goddess or not, we are guests in her home. Please don't dishonor her. Sit.
Um,
You really gonna make this a big deal?
Yes.
Whoa, diplomacy, please.
Really? Do you really want me to roll diplomacy?
If you want, go ahead.
Okay. This is gonna be public.
yeah.
He's gonna go sit down.
I
For fuck's sake.
mean, it's still
God.
you can't critically fail a skill check, so it's still a 14.
And I got 25.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm aside from
No,
laughing.
it's fine. Hey, totally fine.
You both got plus. Oh no, you're plus.
She'll be like, fine, but I won't like it. There's literally there's literally a banana peel in mine.
Nilfissa
I
will
just
take
imagine. Sorry, you go ahead.
Nilfissa will take his seat. Has she prepared any tea?
Yes. I mean, there's literally as you sort of look across the spread in front of you, the foods and drinks that would be considered your favourites are there.
Nilfissa will recognize the scent of ginseng tea and he'll pour himself a cup.
Did you just say our favorite food is like
Yeah.
at our chairs or something?
Yes. Well, on the table, not on the chair.
Yeah. Okay. Metal's banana's favorite food is cheese and bread.
That's what will be there.
So, Bird is gonna take a moment to gather his thoughts. And he's gonna very politely look to the Sun Queen and say, "It was a tough journey, but we managed to pull through. Almost became lunch for a dragon." He sort of laughs at that, and he rubs the back of his head. Not my finest moment.
She smiles and goes, "I can, I can understand that, and I do know why you have all journeyed up here as well. But do take a moment to relax. Have a meal, even if you do not necessarily need to."
Alexander will nod as he takes a bite of his strawberry salad.
Bird will nod as he's gonna take a bite out of his food and drink a little bit. So, Sun Queen, my apologies. Not very well versed in discussions with a pony of your caliber. He says as there's more respect in his voice since he's, talking to a literal god. Uh, but I am curious. The the reason you chose this mountaintop, it's not just because of the sights, is it? Of the view.
Curious question. The site is special for for its particular location. I'm guessing you have not realised where you are truly.
We know that it's the highest peak in all of Everglow. And quite frankly, we did not know for certain you would meet us here. It was merely just a rumor and text that we found.
You are no longer on your plane. You are at a gate between the planes. Everglow is special. Well, it's special in a way that the bounds between each of the planes is weakened, and there are doorways across many locations within Everglow. This so happens to be one of them.
I'm guessing in time, I'm is different in different planes.
She gives a nod.
I take it that's why it's so perfect here.
Yes, it is. It is kept. It is kept as you see it, as it was the day it came to be.
We found our way to the center of your maze. We noticed there were several marble statues throughout, especially the human woman who appeared to be offering you a freshly cut sunflower. Who are the statues of?
They represent each of the tribes within the plain, within Everglow.
Alexander is trying to not go, see, told you. But probably has that aura around him.
I didn't notice any cloven statues on our way there. Perhaps we would have seen them if we went left.
Ah, I'm afraid you were not created by the author. You were already on Everglow.
Is Sheila the human woman who made you the offering in the center of the maze?
That is a representation of her, yes.
Interesting.
Very nice.
I've resided at the All Seasons Temple for many years now, and I don't believe the High Priest there has any depiction of Sheila.
I believe that there is none of her at all where you come from. She is not one for her likeness to be anywhere, as no mortal has laid eyes on her, I believe.
Well, my lord, we thank you for granting us your hospitality. If I may, We came here for an exact purpose.
She nods. Oh, I'm
that
aware.
is out of character. That is beautiful artwork.
Yes, that is the Sun Queen. I was trying to find the right picture because there's a few of her, but that's
Yeah, it looks really nice. Brilliant.
I was wondering when we were when you was going to bring it around to that question.
We didn't want to seem ungrateful or impatient.
Agreed.
Yes.
You would not seem so, Milk Thistle. I do understand the need to be of urgency that awaits before you.
Thank you. My lord, the reason we have come is because a vengeful demon is loose on the material plane, threatening to destroy everything.
We are aware of the situation.
And you are aware of our goals to try to return it to the way it was?
We know you are attempting to stop it, as well as so is others.
Others?
Well,
Others.
you are not the only one upon the plane that could be heroes of the day. You are certainly the most notable ones at the moment.
Well, my lord, to get right to the point, we have been granted mystic power by Hint of Winter, who is the cousin of the Stag Lord, the demon currently raging across the material plane. We know that the heart of Everglow, currently held by your servant, Steel Prism, is originally the heart of a god, and it has been corrupted and is therefore corrupted the Stag Lord. We believe there is a way to purify the heart and return it to the Stag Lord so that he can return to his former self. And we were hoping you could tell us how we could do so.
I wish I would, but sharing that information would violate a few rules that we ourselves must follow.
Which is understandable. Even gods have their rules that they must follow.
If it was not, then the plane, the material plane, would not be as safe as it was, as anyone would be able to do as they wished.
We also know that the demon Ashathon has his hoof in the pot as well. He's trying it, I should say, is attempting to turn those that we wish to protect and that we want to protect against us.
Did you mean
Apep?
APEP?
Yes, APEP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like,
Ashathon.
what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant to say APEP.
No, that's fine. I was sitting there going, did I give you a name, wrong name somewhere?
No, that was my brain going.
Yes, he is moving his subjects in ways that he wishes, as you are moving in the ways that we have encouraged.
It's gonna be a long, hard road to go down. But as long as we stand together and we do what we can in order to prevent the ones we wish to protect from falling to APEP's influence, we should be able to.
Is there anything that you can do for us? Alexandrite says, kind of hesitating to request something like that to Her.
Yeah, yeah. Anything you can at least help us with?
Well, there is already one thing that your journey here will grant you, but I can impart you some knowledge, but it will not be the full picture. You would have to find the full answers yourselves.
Anything you can give us would be greatly appreciated.
I will share
Uh,
two.
so another goose chase. Great.
No. I would ask that if you are not going to show respect that is due, that you would please remain silent.
He just like sticks a tongue out at you.
Milk Thistle will blink very slowly and then turn back to the Sun Queen.
I believe most of your answers in regards to the being that you have come to call the Stag Lord. If you search for, if you can find where it, if you can find where it, no, that's the wrong way of phrasing it, because that no, would that actually, no, that would be the correct phrasing. Yeah, if you can find where it all began, then you will find your answers. I'm afraid there is no more I can share on that matter.
Find where it all began. He, Bert sort of leans back in the chair, not letting it come off the ground. He rubs his hoof on his chin.
There is one other little thing I can share as well.
Yes.
To the north of Ville, near jungle, there are ruins there. Look for the single growing wheat seed. No, not seed. For the single growing wheat. That might guide you. That might guide you.
Another to the north. To the north of what?
Your city that you know as Villager Town. That's that is at least an additional thing that I can share.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's better than nothing.
My lord, did you know Hint of Winter before the Stag Lord's fall?
We were, I was present, but not as you know me now, and I do not know her as I would know my fellow sisters.
Do you know how the heart of Everglow was stolen from the Stag Lord?
The terrible tale has reached my ears, yes.
Will you share it with us?
Oh, only that it was ripped from their body to use for other purposes. It was not, from what I'm aware of, a pleasant one, and that is why he is what he is. That is why, yeah, that is why what he has become, and why he seeks what he seeks.
So basically, he was tortured in a way.
Lord Sun Queen, I have a curious question, if I may.
You may. Curious one.
In the All Seasons Temple, they're divided into wings, and the Pantheon are divided amongst those who they're similar to. For example, the Nightmare and the Moon Princess are sharing the same wing. The Temple of Kara stands alone. And many months ago, I was traveling there with a friend of mine who I have not seen in a while. We noticed that the stained glass has been changed recently.
Yeah, it wasn't recent. You just know it's been changed. You didn't know how long ago it would have been changed.
Well, I mean, like relative to the temple itself. The temple's quite old, but the stained glass windows were changed.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Was there another god that used to reside there, or at least the followers?
If you're curious about that answer, then seek out that wheat.
So he's got parchment out and he's writing in ink. Is there a missing god in the pantheon?
She gives you a smile. I can tell you, if you wish to know more, you must seek out the wheat.
I see. Well, hopefully respectfully, I hope this wheat has more answers than riddles.
She ponders that for a moment. We will see.
And may I ask a personal question of you?
How bold.
What is the nightmare like? I only know her from my perspective, and I'm interested in yours.
That was not one was prepared for, I will be honest. I think I might have a vague idea.
You know it's a good session when you make the GM dig through notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second, Pippin.
Oh yeah, your cat's in the door, in the bathroom.
I know, I already remembered that.
Okay.
It's one of the times why I disappeared. Go. Alright.
No, my cat's crying.
She gives you a smile and goes. She is. Yeah, I think she is a. I'm trying to think. No, I'm really trying to think of how she'll go with it. She is. She keeps me on my toes when I need to be, but she is also loyal to the Pantheon. Though I know if I would not keep a sharp wit about me, I am sure she would certainly wish to stand where I stand.
Milk Thistle goes wide-eyed for the first time that y'all have ever seen, and he writes that down. Thank you.
I have a question as well.
What is it, Alexandrite Beacon?
Am I doing all right by you? I mean, I know I haven't lost my paladin powers, so, but is there anything I can do to stay in your good graces?
Your heart is pulling you in many directions, Alex. All I can ask is that you be the best you can be. If that path leads you away from me, then it will lead you away. I am not one to hold a grudge if you find someone else to walk under. Others may hold a grudge if they were to leave. But I understand how things can pull somebody elsewhere. But you will always be welcomed back if you wish.
Alexandra will nod. Thank you.
I only ask that you strive to keep doing your best and make sure you help others understand their full potentials.
I will.
As long as you keep doing that, then you are still doing what I would wish of you. As she looks at all the rest of everybody around the table, as that is what you all are doing. You are all striving for your best. Look at where you are now. You may not know it, but you are all in some way doing that what I wish for any pony to do. Or Cloven, or Griffin, or Persian, or I'm trying to think of any other races out there.
Any other being.
The donkeys, you forgot the donkeys. The freaking mermaids ponies, I don't know.
No, they'll be classed as ponies.
Yeah. I was like, no one cares about the donkeys.
Well, the ponies refer to them as the impure. I'm trying to think of what she probably would refer to them. But I have a feeling she probably would just include them under ponies, to be honest.
Yeah, that is fair. Gods don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Some gods do.
Oh, yes.
This one doesn't.
Well, no, she's the primary. She's the head of the Pantheon, so she's very inclusive.
But yeah, Alexandra will nod and say thank you.
Hopefully that settles your inner conflict.
It does.
Lord Sun Queen, we've also come to you hoping that you would aid us in another way. The Hint of Winter gave us a portion. Fuck off, scammers. Gave us a portion of her power. It's what causes us to glow. It's what gave us these new abilities. We were hoping by facing your challenges and the challenges of the other gods that they would also grant us a form of power to help us grow strong enough to face off against the Stag Lord.
That gift will already be yours upon leaving here. You did
Thank
not
you.
have to ask for it. Though it will only remain for as long as oh, I forgot. Literally, you just said her name and I've literally forgotten it. Other than Winter,
And
Hint of Winter, yeah. For as long as Hint of Winter grants it to you, as she is the glue to this.
she's made it very clear how she intends us to use this power.
Mm-hmm. Or otherwise she'll kill us if we fail her, so don't have much of a choice.
All I ask is you eat up and drink as much as you as much as you need.
Alexandra, was there something about Duck that Nightshine would have wanted to ask?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Duck is a pony that isn't around anymore. I'm trying to remember this in character as like what Alexandrite knows from what Knight has told him. So forgive me if I've like made some scene mistakes.
That's fine. She nods her head. All I can still share on that matter would be to seek out the wheat.
Well, you have certainly made it clear that that is where we will be traveling next.
Now, many of your questions would lead you to that location.
Well, it's another way to contact another god if we find out hidden information. So it's worth a look at.
So, Bird, he's in thought as he's just like, he isn't so much as eating anymore, but he's drinking, and he's just, he's thinking about something. He occasionally will glance at the Sun Queen, but he'll return to his drink. He's being very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coy?
No, not even that. It's where you're just focusing on your inner thoughts.
Contemplative?
Contemplative, yeah. He isn't really saying much, but it's, none of you really know what he's thinking aside from he's just listening to the entire conversation.
Yeah, deep in thought.
I do have one thing I wish to add to one of you. She looks at you, Metal Banana.
Oh dear, I knew it. I had a feeling.
You may not be one to let us into your lives, but do consider it, as you are you're a valid individual, and it would be a shame to see your soul be lost into the ether. Welcome a deity into your world, into your heart, even if it's subtly, and your soul will not be lost, as it would be a tragedy to have that happen.
If that's my fate, that's my fate. She says confidently.
Bird sort of speaks up at this and he goes, Mel Banana, no offense, but at least they aren't forcing it on you.
Yep, I'm not complaining.
Perhaps when we get back, I can help you find a deity worth praying to.
You. I can tell you right now, you will be wasting your time.
No need for that, Alexandra. If our journey continues as it is, she'll have the opportunity to meet such a god herself.
A Steel, I'm gonna send you something.
Yeah, sure. Is it in Discord?
Oh.
In like private.
Yeah. So on Discord or on something else? Just so I know
Yeah,
where
on
to look.
Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, on Discord. I send you Discord.
Cool.
Alexandra will continue to eat his strawberry salad.
I mean, if you do finish your meal, when you sort of look up and look away and look back, it would have refilled itself.
Ah,
We look up and what happens?
Your
It
food
refills.
refills itself if you've eaten all of it.
Ah, okay.
Like, if you finish your pot of tea, it would refill, type of thing.
It's like, oh no, how do I not be rude and finish off my plate?
That's funny. You're never done.
She's like a
When you
Jewish
get a
mother.
chan- when you get a chance, GM, I had a question in regards to north of Town.
Sure, you can ask now. I'm just waiting for the message. So,
Okay. So the Sun Queen mentioned the let's see, near the jungle, north of Town, there are ruins.
yeah.
And looking at the map we have, it looks like there's potentially some heavily wooded areas along the coastline, but nothing really due north of Town until we get to like Wind's Nest.
Yeah, so just to sort of like the south east, where that sort of slightly changes green towards the river. Yeah, that is actually jungle there.
Did you say south or north?
No, from Wind's Rest southeast, where you see there's a slight change in the green.
Yes.
That is a jungled area.
Okay, so that's okay. So where I was looking is the correct area.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, for a moment I thought you meant south of Town, and I wonder if I heard you wrong.
No. It was Wind's Rest.
All right, so
Or if you go directly east from Bright Night. Did you send me the message? I'm guessing. I'm guessing they're still typing it out.
Well, there's a lull. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right.
Same. I'll be right back.
all right.
We'll have a quick 5-minute break while I wait for a message.
I suppose then, while we have this small break, Milk Thistle would make some small talk with the Sun Queen.
She would more than happily share small talk back. Though I do feel small talk with a deity would be very odd.
I'd imagine so. That's kind of why he wants to do it anyway. It's like asking her questions like, were you raised into godhood? You know, born as a mortal, or were you created by Sheila?
I always was. Yet I was without form. I suppose you could say she helped guide me towards the form that I am. We are not as solid as what you all may think us. We exist as we do because that's how we are seen to exist.
So this image you're presenting to us now, do you appear this way because ponies see you this way?
That is one way to look at it. I mean, I can take on many a form, but this is a form that I do enjoy. If I take upon another form, then I can do if I wish. There are some that would say that I am the same as the Sun King, yet that is a different mask of myself.
Is that true?
It is not. I've shared some time with the Sun King. He is his own entity, as I am. There we go.
Oh, you got your message?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. It took a lot of big words.
That's fine.
Those are the worst.
And the worst, the worst part is I can't spell most of them, so I have to ask Siri how to spell them.
God.
As much as I would love to stay here, I don't think we have the convenience to do so. We should head back soon.
Good. Well, we will in due time. I don't know if this is one of those places where time moves differently. We might have been removed from time, or time might be accelerating around us. We don't know.
Or it could be, at a standstill. Or maybe it's going in reverse. We don't know.
I do know this is a timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly kind of place because it's bigger on the inside.
The time, your concept of time is, I believe it is moving at a slightly slower pace upon the material plane compared to here.
I see.
That will explain why the sunflower looks freshly cut.
Oh, that sunflower was cut far longer ago than you realise. And yours will remain there until the next visitors come and visit, whenever that might be.
Should I leave a sign out there saying, "Be careful of the dragon"?
Just like put down danger, dragon in area.
I'm
Do
quite
not
certain
be the dragon.
any of those who travel up here will be quite aware of the dangers.
Oh, speaking of travelers, my lord, we came across what appeared to be a broken statue of a pony. We could not identify or how long the statue had been there, but its body was broken, and it had a terrified look upon its face. We didn't encounter any creatures that would turn something to stone. But was it perhaps a pilgrim of yours?
You'll be surprised where one might end up at any given time. I could not say if they were fully an individual who followed me directly, as as every individual is not something that can be observed at every given moment. But it is possible, as many voices do call out to my name. Even unintentionally at times.
Do you have a message you would like us to carry back?
No message. That, but a request. Keep,
Anything.
keep your experience here to yourselves. This is your experience. And if others wish to share a glimpse of this, then they are to journey here themselves. You can share snippets, but keep the full tale of this place to yourselves.
Alexander looks a little disappointed. I wish I could have shared this with Lightning. I'm sure she would have loved it.
Perhaps, maybe someday you will bring her here.
Perhaps.
There is always that possibility.
If that is what you request of us, Sun Queen, then I will honor it.
Alexander will nod.
Burn will nod.
You could share what you wish about the journey to reach the top, but everything that's happened to you since you've walked through the clouds, I would keep the details light, much like what the last visitors have done.
I don't think I could describe her anyway. Not do it justice, at least.
Very well.
Agreed.
Wishleton, you're awfully quiet.
Yeah, she's kind of been very much lost for words, just sort of like, just sort of kind of, in awe of things. So it's kind of where she's at the moment.
Is she like wide-eyed staring at the guard?
Yeah, there was definitely a moment she's definitely like picked up a fork, went to put food, but brought the fork to her mouth, but there was no food on the fork. Put it in her mouth and then chewed the invisible food.
Wishful, you okay there? I just like wave my hoof in the face. Hello, anyone home?
I'm fine.
I don't know if you've seen the DuckTales reboot, but I imagine she's like Webby.
I have not.
I'll grab the clip later.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. The milk turns to the party. The Sun Queen has given us very clear instructions on where we are to go next.
The Sun Queen does interject and goes, I've merely given you answers to questions. Where you go after this is entirely your decision.
I think it makes perfect sense for us to follow through on your suggestions.
It's our only lead anyway.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
the
not
high,
doing that.
the high priest of the All Seasons Temple came together and gave us suggestions on how we can reach out to the gods. And quite frankly, Sun Queen, yours was the only definitive option. All of the other suggestions from the high priests were either uh, so loquacious that we could not, possibly figure them out, or the gods themselves will reach out in ambiguous ways.
It is likely because I have been visited before by an individual who has then ascended to godhood. So perhaps that is why I have a more permanent answer.
Not, not Queen Iliana.
No, Princess Luminance. She gestures towards a wishful pen. You have one of her followers right here. I'm sure she will be more than happy to share the tale.
Oh, she has before, but we're not certain Princess Luminance would reach out to us at all. At least according to her high priest, she won't.
She is a shy one about talking to her followers. Um, she is still unsure of the matters, and sadly is often lost into her own libraries as well. Helping those who come join her to search for the information they seek within the books. She gives a little chuckle. So sometimes she can forget to poke her nose up and greet followers when the time calls. Though, I will admit, some of us are easier to reach than others.
Do you have any suggestions on who we should go visit next?
The wheat.
Well, yes.
I could not possibly tell you which deity you should meet next, as that is purely your decisions.
Maybe we should wait till we get back to the ship to think on this.
Yes. We have a lot to cover. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Traveling down the mountain will be a task unto itself.
It would definitely be easier than climbing up. That's for sure.
One often says the journey back can be harder.
Let's hope that's not the case.
Worst case scenario, we'll just fall off.
But as for the others, as I mentioned before, there are other gates that link different planes to the planes of Everglow. And within those locations, you can possibly meet one of them, just like you have myself. Though where those gates are might not always be the most obvious.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a journey if we knew everything right off the bat.
It is true. And part of the journey is discovering where that gate is. And a few would be upset if I should give too much of a hint where to look.
We're resourceful. We'll find answers. Sun Queen, may we rest here for the night so that we can head out at full strength in the morning?
Most certainly. You may stay as long as you wish, but I would encourage you not to stay forever, as your journeys do not end here. They have much, much more time to spend on the material plane before you do ascend up to the astral planes? I think that's the right term.
Astral plane's the the ethereal plane.
Ah, okay, no, that's the wrong one then.
Celestial?
I think
Yeah, celestial planes then.
Milk Thistle will say with a bit of pride, well, this is certainly not my resting place.
That much is set. Yours lays elsewhere.
Mm.
And I would not be one to get in front of the nightmare and one of her followers.
Very well. We shall take rest then. And I would say leave in the morning, but I don't know if we can tell when morning is here.
We can leave once we've rested. Day or morning.
It's definitely better than sleeping in the mountain again.
If you wish, I can have somebody come awake you after a particular time.
Thank you.
Would you be able to help us travel down the mountain quickly?
I can, yes.
It would be greatly appreciated. There is an airship just above the base of the mountain here. If you could help us transport ourselves there close, doesn't have to be directly on top of it. We can travel the rest of the way.
The airship went to Yishang to wait for you, because didn't know how long you were going to be. They did state that, but you were, I think, away for that session.
Okay. No, I don't think so. I've been here for all of them for over a year.
Okay.
Well,
if it's
I know
used
you
thing,
missed one.
Okay, I might be mistaken, but if it's in use thing, that's where it is.
I can. I can return you. I can return you to a location if you wish.
Thank you.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Yep, thank you. And that's Metsu actually legitimately being nice for once.
What a shock.
Alright. Well,
Yeah, she actually appreciates that.
we're currently at the peak. The ship's in Yishling. The wheat is going to be to the west. We don't know precisely where. I estimate we'll have to do as much research as we can to try to find out where some ancient ruins are here. Luminance Library might have that information, or even Wind's Reach.
No, we should probably do some research at the Luminance Library anyway.
Wishful Pen, do you know if Yisheng has any historical documents that might have some information?
Let me check to see how good her knowledge local is. All I really know is it's famous for alchemy stuff, so I don't think so.
Then I can send a message to the airship, have them fly back and meet us in Vilja Town. If the Sun Queen is willing, we can request that she return us to Vilja Town. And then we can start our research, and when the airship arrives, if we found what we need, we can continue our journey.
Looks to the Sun Queen, hopeful? Questioning?
If that is where you wish to return to, I can grant that. I do understand your time is precious for what you wish to accomplish.
Indeed, and there are matters I must deal with as well.
You've done us a great service, Sun Queen. Thank you.
Well, do stay as long as you wish to rest. Your food will remain here even after I have departed. Though, before I do leave you, let me part some last moments of words of wisdom to each of you individually. You may listen to them at your wish. Alexandrite, all I will say to you is follow your heart. As that is the strongest thing about you. Don't get too headstrong, just follow your heart.
Alexandrite will nod.
Burnt, speak to your father. He hides something from you, but he should share it. Metal Banana, I hope you find them.
What she said?
I hope you find them.
Okay.
Or wishful pen. Not every answer is hidden away in a book. Always look up and experience life from time to time. Milk Thistle, you are as loyal as any deity may wish their follower to be. But do live your life to its fullest. Don't devote every waking moment to it. You still have your own life after all. And with that, I bid you rest well. Call to me when you are ready to go.
Thank you. We will.
I'm I'm hearing like her talk to Metal Banana from those words. You see a single tear go down Metal Banana's is face, but then she just sucks it back up.
What's this emotion? No, I
Okay.
can't.
Everything cut out there at the end, GM. You were saying, but do live your life to its fullest, and then what?
I think that was the did you hear the? What did you hear before that?
You are as loyal as any deity may wish their follower to be, but do live your life to its fullest.
Yeah, I pretty much that was it.
Yeah, your life is also your own.
Yeah,
Was the last
think-
little bit.
yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, your
Yeah.
life is your own. Yeah. with that, she will again begin to glow with a light which grows ever brighter to the point where, obviously, you have to shield your eyes because it's just too damn bright. And as quickly as the glow began, it's gone. The only thing that seems to be left is a slight sort of little flakes of light which slowly fade. And you're left with your table and your food.
Bird is gonna get up and he's gonna uh, head off for some privacy. With the thing that this Sun Queen just imparted on him, he's needing some time to think.
I gotta
Um,
refresh the memory.
Metu is staring in at her knight's order symbol on a chair.
Alexandrite's kind of looking into his goblet, kind of at his own reflection, like taking little sips that like will refill back up.
Yep, you just see it go.
Well,
Milk Thistle will collect some seeds from some of the sunflowers. Are we still in call?
Yeah, we're still there.
Oh.
Yep,
Yeah.
you can collect some seeds.
All right. But once he has them, he'll throw down a blanket and start bedding down for the night.
Alexandrite will eventually get off of his chair and also set up for his bed.
Metsu will chug her mug full of lemonade and just grab the cheese, grab the bread, put it in her mouth, and just set up bed for a bedroll to sleep.
When you walk away from the table, the bread and cheese would another bread and cheese will reappear, and your drink would refill.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Bird will come back and bed down for the night.
Well, I mean, after some contemplation, Wishful Pen would come and join you.
Hey, Bernd, do you think it's true what they say, your soul will be lost as if you don't worship a deity?
He sort of looks a bit awkwardly and goes, no offense, Melvin, but I'm not really the kind of stallion to ask that question. I mean, it's a possibility, but even still, he looks over to the Alexandrite or Milk Thistle, depending on which is awake, try to hand the question off to one of them.
I'm just asking for your opinion, and you don't have to give me a logical answer.
I mean, it is a high possibility,
Mm.
but once we die, no pony can really. He's about to say something, but he stops himself and he's like, "Well, I mean, we've been fighting against what? Vampires and all different kinds of monsters, so I guess we come back at some point if we don't or if we do." He gives a shrug.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure myself, but it gives solace.
Well,
It.
well, when I hear a soul being lost, that just like it leaves room to find it.
He he's gonna approach Metal and just he's Metal can tell that Bernd isn't used to doing this, but he's gonna hug her tightly and he's gonna just uh, be there for reassurance as he doesn't really know what he could say.
Um, can you roll can you roll sense emotions?
You mean sense motive?
Yeah.
Yeah, sense motive of I was thinking of Mutant Year Zero right there.
No worries. Oh God, no, he isn't. No, he can't sense shit.
Mm-hmm. You like do see her blush a little bit.
Sha-la-la-la-la, boys to shine.
Yeah, after a
Um,
few moments, he'll
yeah.
hmm?
Hey, Bund.
Hmm?
Thanks.
Oh, it isn't a problem, really. I mean,
Sh- she's asleep.
eh, yeah, he's gonna head back to his bedroll and just pass out.
I imagine Milk Thistle would be kind of close to Burned, and even though his eyes are closed and he appears relaxed, he'll still speak up. The soul wanders, and without guidance, it can't be lost forever, but it is never truly destroyed. Someone of strong will can find their way back, but it oftentimes takes the guidance of a god to show us the way. Next time you're asked that question, that's the answer you should give.
He'll give a nod as he's drifting off.
All right. I assume you all drift off um, into a sleepless slumber. Actually,
A sleepless slumber?
yeah,
Sleepless slumber? Yeah. Sleepless slumber.
yeah,
Oh, is this like the kind of rest where you're fully aware of your surroundings without paying attention?
kind of. I mean, you're definitely asleep, but you're not. If you would normally have a dream or whatever, you, you don't seem to have any dreams or anything like that. Um, it, if anything, you do feel kind of like almost an outer body experience is probably the closest thing as you're like fully resting. it, Probably that's the sort of best sort of example of what you feel as you rest.
Very nice.
Um,
God, do I really have that many scars on my face?
I think you've given yourself a few. With that, then, all of you will obviously rest. The next thing you will realise is you're all being awoken to the sound of a trumpet being sounded. doing the classic, wake up trumpeting sound. I'm trying to remember.
And not now, Dad. Dad, I don't want to. Go to school.
I'm trying to remember how it goes.
Gondor calls.
Oh God.
Do we see the one using the trumpet?
Yes, if you actually wake up and look up, you will see a small pony cherub who is blowing the trumpet.
I'm guessing like he is like dressed in like the Sun Queen's clothing or something.
No, cherubs are traditionally naked, as far as I can recall. So,
Okay.
Yeah, cherubs are just generally like angel baby.
mm,
Oh.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
it will do its little tune to wake you all up, and once it's happy that you all have stirred from your slumbers, it will simply fly off.
It doot.
It done dooted.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so Bird is gonna get up and get all set for the coming trip back.
Well, we apparently have a ride, so Alexander will, once everyone's ready, he'll start praying.
Ready when you are.
I will note that the table held your food has disappeared. All what there is obviously your equipment and still the maze and stuff,
Yeah.
but the table and the chairs have disappeared.
All right. Yeah, Milk Thistle will prepare a sending, which I'll probably cast once we get back to Villager Town, especially if it's going to be like instant teleportation, like I'm hoping for.
Yeah, probably, since we are pretty close to another plane, which I don't know if sending works between planes.
5% miss chance, otherwise it works perfectly fine.
Ah, okay.
Oh yes,
Which is actually kind of surprising. You'd think it'd be more difficult than that.
the sending spell is quite a powerful spell. Once you know exactly who you want to send it to, well, there's not really many ways of stopping it. It literally goes wherever you want it to go. Actually, I don't think you can block it. I think. She says now, thinking about it.
Yeah, Alexander, it's like, yeah, there's reasons I gave up on magic.
Right.
When I was on,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
No, you carry on.
When I was on the astral plane, I communicated with High Priest Midnight Vision. I didn't experience any difficulty, but it was still kind of baffling that you could be somewhere that practically doesn't exist to the other plane, yet you're still able to communicate across it.
Well, I suppose it's useful if one of us ends up in another plane.
Well, only if you can send the spell, I suppose.
Anyway, we should get ready to depart.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander will start calling for the Sun Queen to teleport them back to Village Town.
All right. I mean, you won't have to get very long into your words as you begin to pray. I mean, I assume everybody has gathered around you.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would do. So you begin praying, at which point a bit like a spotlight is shone upon you, sort of obviously basking you all in light. And as quickly as you are sort of suddenly put a spotlight on, and again, sort of temporarily sort of stopping you be able to see very clearly and stuff because of obviously how bright it is. The gentle calmness that you're experiencing on the mountainside is replaced with quite a sort of loud, a bustling sound of a temple. Um, as all of a sudden you guys will find yourselves very much in the middle of the Sun Queen's wing in the temple, and you get the sense that the beam of sunlight is just retreating towards a window that's a nice circle window, what would normally allow the afternoon sun to shine through. And with a lot of people kind of like shock, surprise, sort of pointing and a lot of chatter all around you. I suppose we need to adjust.
Alexandra smiles. Well, I hope we didn't need to Starly come in.
Let's activate that map.
I just clicked on the Village of Town map.
Oh yeah. Well, I just moved everyone across. And I should have a nice some background music for it.
Oh, I'm hearing chatter.
Yeah, sort of. It's meant to give some sort of nice sort of background sound effects to things.
Yeah. The ambient.
I can. You can hear some ponies screaming too.
Oh yeah, there'll definitely be some of that. As obviously suddenly, you guys are literally beamed by sunlight into the middle of the temple. Also, congratulations! You may now gain 1 tier of Mythic.
Yay!
And GM, did we gain any XP for scaling the mountain?
Yes, you do get some XP for that. You all can gain 1,500 XP for it.
Awesome.
Nice.
I forget. How do you edit your mythic tier?
Open up the front page, and under classes at the bottom, you'll see class mythic, whatever you chose, and then your standard class.
Mm-hmm.
You click the edit button on your mythic class and add one.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
And we gain a path ability.
How do you level up this?
Alright, so when you click the edit button on your mythic class, it'll bring up the separate window describing it.
Yep.
Next to mythic paths, mythic path up at the top, you'll see number 1. Just delete that, put number 2. And that'll give you.
Oh, I didn't see that. It was so small.
That'll give you an increase in HP. And let me check features to see if it added anything. Yeah. Our mythic surges increased. Mine are now 7. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yes, it should do it. It's I can't remember how much it increases by level up, but the math should already be there, so it should be correct.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at
So
it'll be your mythic class divided by 2 plus 3. No, sorry, your mythic level times 2 plus 3.
Yep. I get 7 mythic surges per day.
Yep.
Same.
Right, do people want to spend some time leveling up?
I would.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think
Yeah.
we'll stop the stream here, because we're just going to level up at this moment in time. So,
All right. Yeah, very, very nice session. Very comfy, very insightful. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed being a little bit of an ass.
Just a little bit, not too
Yeah.
much.
I think
Yeah.
all of us like being that way from time to time.
Alexandra, she was trying to not strangle you as you said really disrespectful things to his goddess, but
That was like nothing. If I was going all out,
mhm,
that's nothing.
yeah.
oh okay, yeah. Well, don't do it to the wrong deity, as the wrong deity
I
will
was
just
actually
straight
going
up
to
murder
mention
you.
about that in here.
Instantly.
Yeah, you were mouthing off to someone's mom who has more patience than any of us deserve to be shown.
Mhm.
Yes, there are a few deities that would take their giant battle axe and cut you in half.
Yep. Yep. That's why. That's why I make logical characters, because logical characters won't piss off the wrong deity.
Yes, and if a deity kills you, you are dead unless the deity chooses to resurrect you, and there's no guarantee that will happen.
I imagine Blaze would just resurrect you to kill you again.
There is that depending how bad the insult
Come back
was.
from life. Kill you.
It does.
Dan, do we
Oh.
manually add the 1500 XP or do you do that?
You would need to manually add the 1,500 XP.
Yeah, I typed out what our current XP and level should be.
Right, I will stop the stream here.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope to see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.
Yes. Goodbye.
And